We are live. Awesome. 1 second. Let me just, I need to, I'm not ready. I went live prematurely. Could have used a different word there, but I chose not to. Would have been very awkward. 1 second. It'll take me another minute to get to the actual live stream. Did I mute that? Mute site. I didn't mute it. And then I'll say hi to people in the chat. Thought we'd do a very mini kind of Christmas special today. It's not really planned or anything. Oh, actually, I'll just change that to on. Right, how do I... view on YouTube. Brilliant. Right, let me... Do you want to go out? 1 sec. Electro wants to go out. There we go. Right, here we go. It's all sorted now. So I just view that on YouTube. I will be with you in a second. I've just got to do this setting up. I should have done this beforehand, but you know what I'm like. Right, there we go. We're on. We're cool. Yeah, everyone's in the chat. That's cool. Right, so we have Tommy in here. I thumbed you, I'd smiled. Yeah, I looked at it. I was like, oh, God. Stu Mandry, hi to ads and everyone waiting. What was that? Was that my computer? Oh, right, that's all right. Jennifer's in the chat. Hi there. We got Jimmy, Trotters Independent. I want to say Trotters Independent Traders. Trotters into eBay Traders. Yeah, so that's everyone so far. Oh, no, Fat Girl Sewing's come in. So, yeah, hi, everyone. I'll wait for a few more people to pop in. As always, questions in the chat. I'll whack the StreamYard link in as well, because I didn't do that last week, or was it the week before? It was one of the weeks I didn't whack it in anyway. So StreamYard link is in the chat if you want to join me. Although, if you do want to join me, since it's a somewhat Christmas special, the only thing that really makes this a Christmas special is the hat, let's be honest here. But if you want to join, it would be brilliant if you have something Christmassy in the background or on your head, or I don't know, you're wearing a Christmas shirt or something, a Christmas jumper. That'd be pretty cool. But if not, you know, just jump in anyway. What's his name? Jamie, Larry, Trotter. Yeah, everyone gets Jimmy's name wrong, don't they? Didn't I get his name? I don't know if I did or not. I can't remember, but yeah, I know a lot of people have. Lovely cup of tea. So yeah, if you got any questions, whack them in the chat. If anyone wants to join me, the StreamYard link is in the chat as well. So yeah, I don't really know what I've got to talk about. I've been wrapping my presents this week. I suppose that's a bit Christmassy, so I could chat about that for a minute. But yeah, I've got 2 big sacks. I don't actually, yeah, you can see them there. I didn't know whether you could see them. There they are. 2 big sacks there. Don't know whether you can see one of them, but yeah, I think you can just about see the both of them there. But 2 big sacks there full of presents. I put them in, just as a true reseller, I put them in Royal Mail sacks. So yeah, they're not parcels going out. They are presents for people. So yeah, got quite a lot of presents. Got my wrapping done most of this these afternoons. So well, sort of 2 afternoons this week. Yesterday afternoon, today afternoon. Did I do some Tuesday? Maybe, I don't know. But I've been mainly wrapping this week. So yeah, that's been pretty cool. Got everything sorted now. I went out the other day to do my Christmas shopping and stuff. I get a bit, you know, some bits and bobs and stuff. Antique says, last guaranteed post for first class tomorrow. Anyone had sales latter part of day? I had 2 first thing, but being posted and nothing since. No, I've had 1 this morning, but that was an auction, so that wasn't a buy it now thing anyway. So I knew that would sell. And it already had bids, but I've not had any others. I mean, you do get them, obviously, over the Christmas period. You should still get sales and stuff. Actually, I know that Antiques has been around for quite a while, so I'm sure we'll be aware of the kind of flow of things. But yeah, you know, to anyone who's a bit more new or less experienced watching, yeah, you do get sales over the Christmas period and stuff. Things do happen. It's just... it can be a little bit sparse here and there. I mean, on Amazon, it's pretty good. You know, so I've said this many times before on video. I've had sales on Christmas Day before and stuff. So, you know, they do come through, really. It's not too bad. But maybe 18th, 19th, 20th, you get a bit of a slowdown, and then you might get a few more 22nd to 26th kind of thing, because also what you've got to be aware of is people buying board games and stuff like that for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. So yeah, some people buy board games and things like that, or little games and stuff to play on those days. So you might have a little bit a few sales there if you sell toys and games and stuff. It really depends on what you're selling as well, doesn't it, really? Georgina's in, hi there. We've got BCP in, hi there. We've got Junk Girl in, hi there. We've got quite a few people in. Eric in, hi there. Was just watching some old English picker vids. Now I'm here. Oh, old Tommy English picker videos. He's still doing videos, isn't he, Tom? I think I checked on his channel a couple of weeks back, and I think he was doing. I think he's not uploading like crazy because obviously he's got his kid and he's got reselling and everything, family life and work and everything, so he can't upload like all the time. But I think he's still uploading. So, yeah, I think that's everyone. Oh, Becky's joined us as well. Hello, Santads. Oh, that's good, that one. Yeah, so that's everyone. So I'd say if you have got even Tracy and I made it into it. Yeah, that was good, that video that Trotters did. So yeah, as I say, if you got any questions, whack them in, because otherwise I'm just chatting random stuff really here, aren't I? So yeah, whack some questions in if you have them, about reselling, about Christmas, about whatever. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, we will get going. So I don't think there's particularly anything else I needed to talk about specifically. Sales have been okay for me. Amazon, I did my basically. Well, actually, this is something I could talk about. I've talked about this maybe a year ago when it was last Christmas time. But what I do on Amazon is I do a discount sort of day. So what I'll do is I'll set my prices really high, and then I'll do on about the 18th of December, something like that. So about, yesterday or possibly the 20th. Sometimes I do it on the 20th. I slash my prices, not like by half or anything like that, but by, a fair bit, maybe 20%, 30%, something like that. And then, because obviously that's the last kind of push towards Christmas, then I get some sales in from that. So I've been doing that. Yeah, I think I did a bit yesterday. I kind of done it half and half. I did a bit yesterday, and I'm going to do a bit on the 20th, I think, so tomorrow. And I've been getting some decent sales from that, so that's not been too bad. eBay has slowed down a little bit the last couple of days, possibly to do with last posting. In fact, it is weird because last posting, I don't know whether it's just me, but I feel like it's a day or two earlier this year. And it might be to do with the fact that Christmas is on a Wednesday and Christmas Eve on the Tuesday or something. I'm not sure, but it does seem, I swear last year the second class was the 20th and first class was the 21st, or second class was 19th, first class was 20th. But it's obviously a day or two earlier this year. So, that might have impacted my sales and stuff. But before that, before maybe a day or so ago, it was pretty decent. I had a nice little run of it. So, yeah, that's that anyway. So, I don't know if we've got any more people. Pigs Can Fly. I don't think I've seen that username in here before. So, hi there anyway. Sinister's in. Hi there. And I think that's... Yeah, I think that's about everyone. I don't think there's anyone else I've missed. Sometimes I miss people, so I apologize if I do miss anyone who jumps in. So yeah, so that's that. With regards to Christmas, I've already kind of said what I'm doing for Christmas, so I shouldn't really touch upon that again because I've said it last week and I said it the week before. But yeah, it's fast approaching now. I mean, we've got 5 or 6 days. And that'll be literally it, and then it'll be Christmas. It feels, oh, excuse me. It feels in one way that December has gone really slow, but really quick. I don't know. I mean, I was thinking, hang on a minute. It was only a minute ago that it was the 1st of December. I was thinking, oh, right, we're just coming into December here. And then now it's the 19th, and I'm thinking, oh my God, where's that gone? It's crazy. It really does seem to have gone pretty quick, and then before you know it, Christmas is upon you. But you have a lot, everyone's, or quite a lot of people are busy in December. It's quite a busy month, whether it be with business or whether it be with family and presents and this and that and all the rest of it. It's quite a busy month. So whenever it's a busy month, things do generally go quicker. Pigs Can Fly says, new to YouTube and eBay, getting addicted. Oh yeah, I was like that when I first started. You just get addicted. You can easily. I remember I was watching loads of videos on it, and you just go down a rabbit hole with it and learning more and more stuff. And you end up going out there to the charity shops, the car boots, and just picking up some random stuff. And you might make a few fails here and there first off, but you start getting into it soon enough, and then yeah, it's all go really. I don't know. I better put my mic a little bit closer to my mouth because I'm not really speaking as loud as I normally. I'm a very loud person, but today I'm not speaking as loud, so I might put my mic a bit closer to my face there, so I'm not speaking too quietly. Who else have we got in? Did I see? Oh no, I didn't see Andrew. I don't know. I thought. Oh, someone said. Oh, Deep Fried Deal says no Andrew today. I don't know. I spoke to him a couple of days ago, but not to do with Thursday talks or anything. But no, if he's not in the chat, then he'll be doing something else. I don't know what, but he'll obviously be busy doing something. Yeah, don't get stuck in pigs can fly. Oh yeah. Don't get stuck in. You can. Oh right, yeah. You can never get back out. Yeah, there is like that kind of tendency with reselling where you start getting addicted to it and you just don't want to. I mean, God, I can't remember how insane I was for it a few years ago. My motivation for it's quietened down now. I think that happens with. Well, I say it happens with any job. There's certain jobs that lend themselves to maybe your motivation slowing down a bit, and there's others that don't lend themselves to that. I find with reselling, it kind of lends itself more to your motivation slowing down a lot more slowly than a regular job because it's something exciting. But I still find that my motivation is slowing down a bit for it because I've done a lot of. I've sold in a lot of different niches. I've sold a lot of different things, a lot of variety of things. And when you go around the charity shops and you're seeing the same stuff and you're seeing the board games and you're seeing this and you're seeing that, it's still exciting when you find something new, but it's not the same as when you first started, when you were really first starting and you didn't know anything. It's the same as if you become a master at a subject. For example, if you were to do loads of different degrees in a certain subject or you got a PhD in a subject, it's exciting still because it's something you've always enjoyed. But you know it all, or you know most of it. And when you know most of it, there's not as much fresh. There's not as much new stuff to look forward to. So there's always an air of, oh, well, I'd kind of like to go back to the start, or I'd kind of like to have that freshness, that fresh feel again. So I suppose that's somewhat kind of, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a master at the subject or anything. I was just using that analogy as separate to what I'm saying now. But obviously I've been doing it for a few years now and I'm a little bit more experienced in it and I've picked up quite a few variety of items and therefore you see the same things and it's like, although there's more to explore and there's always new things cropping up, the basis of a lot of what you're selling is similar. And that's why I gravitate more towards the antiques and collectibles, because with the antiques and collectibles, there's always something new. When you're doing possibly things like toys and games, although there is a massive broad spectrum of toys and games that you can sell, you generally, if you're doing action figures or something, you see the same ones quite often. You'll maybe come across quite a few Spider-Man action figures or quite a few Green Goblin figures or Lord of the Rings figures or whatever, and they're the same ones. And you think, well, they're nice and everything, but I'm getting a little bit bored of these ones coming through. So then what you do is obviously you try for the higher value ones and you get more excited about the higher value ones. And you think, oh, well, I'll try and find a few £100 action figures and stuff. And then you get your excitement that way kind of thing. But it can grab you very, very much. You can really get addicted to it quite easily. Anyway, right. So let me go up the chat here. Wait a second. Oh, Pick a Flipper's in. Hi there. Don't think there's anyone else new in. Question: what do you eat on Christmas Day as a vegetarian? I don't know whether I spoke about this last week. I can't remember, or the week before. But I generally have sort of some vegetarian main, whether it be one of those little vegetarian burgers in a what do you call it? That breadcrumb. So you have breadcrumb and then veg inside it. Or I don't normally have a nut roast. I've never really tried a nut roast, but I just don't think it'll be incredibly my sort of thing. Or I'll have a veggie burger, a meat-like burger. So, you have the veggie burgers that have veg inside. and then you have the veggie burgers that are actually meat, but well, not are actually meat, but that look like actual meat. I might have one of them, or I don't know, some sort of vegetable Kiev. I might have one of those. My grandma might get me one of those or something. I think I had that the other year, actually, like a vegetable Kiev. So there's loads of different things. There's plenty of different options for vegetarian. Vegetarian meals are really, really good at the supermarkets at the moment. So yeah, you can't really go wrong with them, to be honest. Everyone has been talking about time, if something is worth their time to list, but if you're full-time, this is your only job. So time is only in which opportunities you take. Once you take them, you got a list. I don't know what that's in reference to, or whether it's a standalone comment on its own, but yeah, I suppose I think if something is worth your time to list, but if you're full-time, this is your own job, so time is only in which opportunities you take. Yeah, I mean, it's weird with full-time because time is valuable, but you're also time rich in a way. You're time deprived, but you're also time rich, because I think of my life as waking. I've said this many times before. I think of my life, and I have done for a long time, as waking and sleeping. If I'm awake, I'm working, and I don't mean I'm working as in I'm doing work constantly, but I mean I treat all my hours of my day as potentially I am working. It might be that I go out in the day and I do something for a couple of hours that isn't even related to work, but I'm always switched on. I don't have necessarily I'm working 9 to 5 on this day without exception. It's just all the waking hours of my day I'm working. And what I feel is working isn't just reselling. I think of working as, well, actually, I don't think of working as reading, because I enjoy reading, but it is work at the same time, because when I read, I'm absorbing knowledge that potentially I can dispense in the future if I were to write a book, or to do something like that. So therefore, it can be classed as working, and therefore I even though, let's say, I'm reading, which most people would say is a hobby, obviously I only read non-fiction, I don't read fiction, but I think of that as going towards a future that will pay off some monetary way, or some not just monetary way, but also, what's the word, sort of like a humanitarian way. Is that right? Humanitarian, is that the right word? I'm not sure. In which I'm giving something to humanity as well, and providing value to humanity. So yeah, so I always have that mentality. Or maybe it's not that I'm doing reselling work on a particular day, but I'm doing YouTube work, or I'm doing this type of work, or the other work. And so, yes, I'm time rich because I extend my time in such a way. I extend that kind of idea of when I'm working from literally all the hours I'm waking. But I'm not time rich because it seems to get filled up so quickly. And there's all these little things that just fill it up massively, whether it's with the reading, the this, or that, the other. But so long as you have some level of structure, and I'm not really one to talk about this at the moment because my discipline and structure isn't as good as it used to be, but I did used to have good discipline and structure, and I want to get back to that. And discipline's one of those things that it's always going to be a battle. And the fact is that it needs to be a battle, because without that battling of yourself and battling the ways in which you can be disciplined, you can't really find the discipline that suits you or that's best for you. If you're, constantly, let's say if you're, not disciplined or anything like that, or you find you're doing one thing the same way forever, then you might not find the way in which you fit, or the best way for you, the best mentality forward for you. Whereas if you have periods of not being disciplined, then going back to being disciplined, but changing it in a different way, although it might be a struggle, although you might be thinking to yourself, oh, but, I've just changed this, and, am I really doing this the right way? Or is this working? Or is the other working? You'll always have times like that. But doing that allows you to see what ways do work best for you and what ways don't work best for you. And so it's not too much of an issue if you're not disciplined for a certain time. It's just another way of being able to step back and see what your discipline was like a few months ago and think, right, do I want to continue the discipline in that way, or do I want to create a new discipline in a new way and see if that works better, because there's always going to be all these things: reselling, reading, YouTube, this, that, whatever it may be. But if you can try and keep changing your discipline and being a little bit less disciplined from time, then going more disciplined, you can start to slowly over the months align up a time management system that is utilizing the best out of yourself and out of your energy as well. And I think I had that earlier on this year, and now I'm coming out. I've been a bit less disciplined the last month or two. And so now being less disciplined, I think, oh, right, so I've not really had a discipline structure that worked as well as that one that I adopted this year. And that specific discipline structure that I adopted this year was getting up at 6 a.m. or half 5 to 6 a.m., which is very, very early. And that's possibly why I am less disciplined now, because after so long of doing that, you end up getting burnt out if you can't find an alternative in the day to be able to relax a little bit. If you're getting up at half 5, you've got to find a little bit of time in the day where you can think, right, I'm going to relax a bit now, so then I can keep up this getting up at half 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning for a very long time. And that was one thing that potentially I didn't quite adopt. And so what would be good moving forward is to adopt something like that in the afternoon, so I can keep the longevity of getting up at 5:30 or 6 a.m. But I would do that, and then I'd do my packaging at 7 a.m. in the morning, and then do that and get my labeling up done and send them out and everything. And then I might do some photography in the afternoon. I might do some YouTube work or whatever it may be. The afternoons would be a little bit less structured, just dependent on what day it is and what I necessarily need to get done. It might be editing, it might be YouTube, it might be photography, it might be listing, it might be this, might be that, might be the other. Then about half 5, 6 o'clock, I'd have tea, and then about 6, 6:15 would be reading time, and then I'd do reading for about 45 minutes. Not a huge amount of time or anything, not like 3 hours worth of reading. I probably couldn't do that. About half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I've got my reading in for the day. And then I still have a nice relax at sort of 9, 10 o'clock. I'd have that nice time for myself to watch a bit of TV or do a bit more reading if I wanted to, or whatever it may be, and then go to bed. And so I'd still get, let's say I was going to bed at 10, half 10, possibly 11, I'd still get a good 6, 7 hours in, something like that. And that's not too bad, really. I mean, 7 hours is okay. I've heard varying debates on different sleep experts say what's good. I know certain sleep experts say around 7 hours is okay. A lot of the sleep experts say that, people can't really run effectively for a very, very long period of time on 5 hours or 4 hours or anything like that. There may be certain individuals, I don't know, possibly due to genetics or something, that might be able to do it. But for a long extended period of time. But from what I've seen on videos, from what I've read about it, about 7 hours, possibly 8 hours really, but 7 hours is good. So I'd still get that and then get up again. But there was a little bit of a disconnect. There must have been a reason why I couldn't keep it up, and the reason must have been because getting up at half 5 or 6 o'clock without some sort of rest period in the day, I don't know, maybe a nap or something like that. I'm not sure. There was a period where I did do napping, but I don't think it was the time I was getting up at half 5, 6 o'clock. I mean, it was a different time than that in the year, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so it might be something like that, maybe 45-minute nap or something in the afternoon, just so that then I can continue with that. But I think there must have been something, because my discipline couldn't sustain that. And certainly in the winter months now, I'm finding I'm getting up a lot later, and that's probably to do with, it's partly the cold, but I'm blaming external factors there, really. I mean, if I had an alarm on, I could get up. I just don't have an alarm on. But naturally, I seem to be waking up about 8 o'clock, something like that now. So not, pretty late, really. Late by my standards from what I've done in the past, kind of thing. Anyway, we'll just quickly have a look on in the chat. My voice is already going. I've only been chatting 20 minutes. That's why I'm doing this ads. I run a full-time business selling antique furniture, so to me, this is fresh and fun. Exactly, yeah. It's always nice to change things up and do something different, and it's just nice, you know. It's nice to do that. Right then, let me. Right, where are we here? Oh yeah. Sound I think it's just loads of people chatting actually. For Christmas, ads eat hundreds and hundreds of sprouts. Spends Boxing Day in a nuclear bunker for everyone else's safety. I do love sprouts. I absolutely love sprouts. I eat them in the year as well. I know a lot of people just kind of have them at Christmas, but I love them any time of the year, really. Just whenever I can get them. I love sprouts. I don't know why. I love the texture. I really do like everything about them. But if not if a really firm texture, I like a nice soft sprout. That's nice. That is not really soft, but so there's a little bit of firmness there, but mainly soft, and that's nice. That is nice. Did you do the tunnels? I don't know what that is. And maybe they're saying that to someone. Maybe Lisa's saying that to someone else. Did you do the tunnels? I'm not sure what that is. Ads, what have been your most memorable moment of 2019? I guess you mean in my own life and not in pop culture or not in the world of television or media or anything. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I can really pick an actual moment that I can really think of that is really, really up there. I mean, I don't know. It's just been kind of it's been all good, you know. It's been a nice year this year. It's been happier. It's been brighter for me. It's been good. It's been a good year, but I don't really know a memorable moment really. Was that lorry ad supply, Peter? What's going on here? Bloody hell, Stu. Oh my god. Where is your photo setup ads? We need to see a processes with ads video. I can do that. Photo setup's just in the other room. I can, quite easy to do it. It's just the only reason I don't do that, and I know you're not really, really new to the channel, Tommy, but I guess you've been following me for 6 months-ish? 3 months? No, it must be more than 3 months. It must be about 4 months, 5 months. I don't know, something like that. It's around that. But prior to that, I've done tons of videos. I know. So I've been on YouTube 4.5 years, or 4 years actually. So I've done about 6 videos or 3 or 4 videos or whatever it is in that room. A lot of videos anyway. So in terms of showing my actual setup and stuff. So yeah, but if you want me to do another one, I can do another one. Thanks, Adam. I thought if someone could speak to the topic of time in a more complete way, it would be you. Thanks again. Well, time's a funny one, really, because I don't look at it the same way as other people look at it. I don't look at time as in a future and a past. I look at time as in right now, what's happening now. So, the choice is like the choice I make to drink this cup of tea. It's happening now. And because I've made that conscious choice to drink that cup of tea, it then goes down into my stomach. But it can only go down into my stomach by the conscious choice of me drinking that cup of tea now. So let me phrase this in terms of in a business. So in a reselling business, right, you buy 100 items. Right now, in that exact moment, you set a deal with someone, right? And it's only by doing that in that exact moment that selling those items can occur, because without buying them, you couldn't sell them. So if you didn't make that deal in the present moment of buying them, you couldn't sell them in the future. Without the buying, there couldn't be any selling, right? So if by that logic, you apply that to your business and you think you're always thinking like that, you're thinking of, what am I doing right now, opposed to what's happening in the future, opposed to what I've done in the past? What am I doing right now? And when you start thinking like that, you can start to actually understand what's going to happen from the future by living in what you're doing now. If you didn't buy those units, then there's no way you could sell them because you've not got the units there to sell. So if you're constantly looking in the future, you can't really see what's going on now. Whereas it's actually now that starts to unfold and create the future. So you have to always look now. And that's what I do. I always look now, or I try to, with the best of my ability, when whatever I'm doing it, whether it's my business, whether it's drinking a cup of tea, whether it's whatever I'm doing, whether it's reading, going to bed, I don't know, watching a TV show, because I understand that. And so when you understand that, you can really start to make some good moves, because once you understand that the things you do in the present directly impact your future, you can really start to understand what you need to do right now, not in the future, not in the past, but right now, to excel your business forward, essentially. And that is a big secret of life, not just in business, not just in spirituality, not just in religion, not just in philosophy, not just in friendships or romances or relationships or anything. Everything. That is a big secret of life. Just focus on what's happening now. As hard as it is, as tempting as it is to worry about the future, or to not worry about, as hard as it is to not worry about the future, try not to worry about that, or try not to worry about the past. Think about what's happening now, because if you think about what's happening now, that directly sets your course for the future and means that you can progress and get to where you want to be. Sounds a little bit like law of attraction. Now, personally, I'm on the fence with law of attraction. I'm not really a big law of attraction guy, but I see the way of thinking of it, and I see the conceptualization of it, and I respect a lot of people who practice it. You know, I mean, obviously the first name that comes to mind in the 21st century for me personally, when I'm thinking of law of attraction, really is Jim Carrey. I mean, he's a massive kind of law of attraction guy. And I think Gary V law of attraction. I think he does a little bit with law of attraction. I'm not sure, but yeah. So, but you know, I don't particularly think of it too much in that way, but you know, it could be somewhat linked to that in some way, but certainly just being focused on what you're doing now, it's a good mentality to have. So I don't think of time in the same way as other people. I don't think so. I mean, I think about the future, but I don't like really let it burden me, or I don't really let the past burden me. I did for a very long time, years and years and years, but you know, you get to a level of understanding, don't you? And you think, well, it's all here. It's all right now that things are happening. So why don't we just embrace it right now? And from the decisions and the actions that we are taking in the moment and in the next moment and in the next moment, they unfold the future. The future unfurls before your eyes from the decisions that you take now. But without making the decisions you make right now in this moment, there could never be any future that you've envisaged, because you need to make the conscious steps now to be able to get to that future. If you never apply for a job, you're never going to get it, you know. But if you do apply for it in the moment, then you stand a chance of getting it, and you bring that future. Oh God, now it really is getting into law of attraction. Anyway, yeah, basically this is law of attraction, isn't it? But you know, you're bringing that future into closer reality. But really, it's not law of attraction. It's just cause and effect. It's science, for God's sake. It's not law of attraction. It's just law of attraction. The problem with law of attraction is they mystify it. They make it mystical. And then it removes it from scientific validation, whereas really it's just cause and effect. Let's just be honest here. It's not some weird mystifying thing. It's just cause and effect. That's all it is. It's just people like to mystify it. You know, it's a decision you make now, and then that decision that you make has an effect in the future, right? That cause that you make now, that cause that you make now in that decision gives you an effect down the line in the future. That's all it is. But people like to mystify it by saying law of attraction and manifesting and all this. And I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes, but you know, you don't need to do all that. All it is cause and effect. That's all it is, quite simply, in a scientific definition. If you want to think of it as more mystical or more spiritual, then fine. You know, that's fine. I'm not opposed to that, because I quite like the subjects of mysticism and spirituality as well. So I'm not opposed to it, but you know, stripping all that back and just seeing for what it is, just it's cause and effect, that's it. So just think about that. Think about the decisions you make now into the future. That's what I would say. Anyway, let me get on and let's have a look in the old chat. Oh, we've got Indie Chicken. Hi there, Indie Chick. We've got, oh my God, we've got loads of people just popped in. Moronic Pest, hi there. Oh, evening, Merry Christmas, dear. Merry Christmas to you as well. We have Double Karma in, hi there. We have Peter Way, who I don't think I shouted out before. I know you've been in a while, so hi there. And again, thank you very much for your card, Peter. I nearly forgot to say thank you because it arrived one day and the next day came around and it totally slipped my mind. And then you commented on that video and I thought, oh, I must say thank you. So yeah, thank you very much for that card, Peter. And I know I did thank you in the comment as well. But yeah, very much appreciated. Yeah, I was thinking about the 12-hour stream, actually, Double Karma, and maybe the moment at the end of it, but it genuinely, this year has been pretty decent. Like there's a lot of moments in this year that I could call upon, whether it be to do with reselling or just in my personal life, but there's been a lot that I can call upon that are really good. So yeah, the 12-hour stream has to be up there and is definitely one of the top, especially I think of that moment at the end where, I mentioned about the fact that I'd made it now with the rainbow suit and everything. That was a brilliant moment. But there's been a lot of other moments as well that have been really, really cool. So yeah. Right then, I'll look. How many items do you have listed on eBay at any one time? I couldn't read that then. Robert said, I have about. It's gone down quite a bit actually because I've been selling and I've not been listing as much. So obviously it just goes down. But it's about 1,380 or 1,390 at the moment. I think the most I've ever had, I was trying to say peak then, but I couldn't follow through on my words for some reason. But the most I've ever had on eBay is about just shy of 1,500 or around that 1,500. Maybe I did go over 1,500 at the peak, but it's not how much you got listed. It really isn't. I know that from my own folly and my own experience. You can have about 5,000 items on, but if they're not selling, what's the point in having a huge inventory like that? You may as well have 500 items on opposed to 5,000 that are selling pretty consistently, and you have a good high sell-through rate. So don't think when someone says to you, oh, I've said this before about myself. I used to think when someone said, oh, I've got 1,000 items. Oh, I'd love 1,000 items on eBay. Oh, bet you're selling loads of it. It's so good. I bet you're in the money and all the rest of it. But, it's like, yeah, but when you get there, you think, actually, if my sell-through rate isn't good, or if my sell-through rate isn't in line with someone else's, or, that might mean that they're making X amount of money, the 1,000 items doesn't really mean anything. So don't get tricked by the whole a number of items thing. You've got to be careful with that. You really have. Yeah. So I would say don't worry about that. Just if someone says, oh, I've got 10,000 listed, if someone says I've got 100 listed, maybe ask them a few more questions, because you never know. That person who's got 100 items listed might be selling more or the same value as that person with 10,000 listings. Obviously, those 100 items must be incredibly high value, and those 10,000 items must be absolute crap and not selling. But, you get the gist. So, yeah, just always look into it a bit more. What's law of attraction? Law of attraction is... I've not looked into it massively. I know it was in the late 1800s. It comes from the New Thought movement, the philosophical movement, or the slightly religious philosophical movement of the New Thought movement in the mid-1800s, I think 1850s, 1860s. But then there was a woman who was part of the New Thought movement. I think it was 1892, law of attraction first came in. Now, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think law of attraction is a 21st century thing made obviously created by people who are very influential in the business space these days, or the spiritual space these days. It isn't. It's a very, very old thing. It's 120 years old. It's just been popularized by people. There's a saying, actually, there's nothing new under the sun. I'm sure you've heard it before. It's very, very true. You'll find that if you look into any of the great philosophers, any great person in the last 200-300 years, a lot of their ideas were just taken from people, you know, years and years and years before them, that they just found in books and thought, oh, you know what, actually, I'll use this, I'll add a little bit of my stuff onto it and then publish it as a book, and there we go, I get a load of money. That's basically what every field is. I mean, it's basically what I found is even all these brilliant gurus and everything, everyone thinks that they're this really high and mighty person who knows like so much information, but all they've done is just taken it from someone else before them and whacked their own brand on it and put a little bit of information by it, you know, a bit of new information, slightly new information that they thought of themselves. And Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. You've made 5 million, and yeah, everyone adores you and stuff. But yeah, don't get taken in by those people. So yeah, essentially, law of attraction, 1892. From what I know, and I've not read a book on law of attraction. I need to get a book on law of attraction. From what I know, it's primarily focused on this kind of manifestation of visions and dreams and within your mind, and you consciously go out there into the world and you make that vision, that thing that you've got, you know, that's swilling in your brain that you really have a lot of passion for. You go out there, take these steps, ask the universe for it, and so it will come to you. It's a very good philosophy, grounded. It actually ties in very well, and I could write a book on this actually, but you know, this is just about old ideas as well. Again, myself, you see, all I would be doing writing this book would be taking the ideas of someone else and then combining them into what we could say is something slightly newer. But that's all people do writing books, really. You know, really, I would love to strive in my life for something almost not perfectly new, because you can never get anything perfectly new, because as I just expressed, there's nothing new under the sun. But you know, like 95% my own work. That's what I would love to strive for in life, with not really much clinging to anyone else's ideas for you know, sort of references in my books or anything like that. Just solid new work, and that would be awesome. But no, but what I could do is tie up the ideas of the collective unconscious in Jungian psychology with the ideas of manifestation and dreams and things like that coming into reality of the law of attraction, because there's very good parallels there actually within the two fields. So yeah, that's essentially what it is. And there's a very big premise of the psychic, what I refer to now. I don't know whether I've coined this phrase or anything, but it's just another way of conceptualizing what's already been said. But the psychic universe, what I call the psychic universe theory, and this ties in with the law of attraction. It's an umbrella kind of, it's almost an umbrella term or an encompassing term for what's going on in the law of attraction and other little bits and elements alongside it. But a psychic universe is asking the universe for something, taking those steps, and then going out there and get it. And the reason I refer to it within the realm of law of attraction as this entity being the psychic universe is because there is an element within anyone who does law of attraction or practices it, or, you know, just enjoys it as a subject, that there is a psychic element to the universe. There's a very deep connection with you and this kind of macro sort of unknown hazy entity that possibly controls the universe or possibly is the universe itself in its processes. There's a connection there that then allows people to kind of connect with it. So it's psychic, it's almost reading your thoughts, it's at one with your thoughts. And again, this is why it relates back to Jungian psychology, because in Jungian psychology we have this idea of the collective unconscious and the psyche as expressed as this unknown kind of field. And so, as I say, it relates in that way to it. But yeah, simple terms, it's like, right, I envisage this car and this house and this life, and I can see it in my mind, and I'm going to, and I really do want this. I'm going to ask the universe for it. So you ask the universe, or not really a prayer. It's not a religious prayer or anything, but you just ask the universe for it. It's a spiritual thing more than a religious thing. You ask the universe for it, and then you go out there and you've got to put in a little bit of the hard work. That's what some people don't understand about law of attraction. They think that you just ask the universe for it and then it comes. and you just sit here and just wait for it to come. That's not law of attraction. You need to actually work for it a little bit, and then it comes into manifestation. But then we get back to the idea, well, all that is cause and effect. It's not the law of attraction. It's simply cause and effect. You have envisaged something in your mind, and from that envisagement, you've actually taken a cause. You are the cause that has gone out there into the world and then created the effect by the actions that you have taken physically, to then obviously gain a house and a life and all the rest of it. So that's simply all that is, really. But you know, if you want to think of it as anything more than that, law of attraction wise, you know, then fair enough. But I just like to look at it. I like philosophy, so I like to strip things back to the bare bone, really get down to what they are. Don't none of this airy fairiness. Let's get right down to what Tilly called the ground of being. A philosopher, obviously. Wasn't he wasn't Paul Tilly an existential theologist? Well, actually, it's Paul Tilch, but people called him Tilly anyway. Oh, yeah, he was. He was a Christian existentialist philosopher. Now, that is a pairing, isn't it? Christian existentialist. My God. That is some pairing, isn't it? Bloody hell. Anyway, so yeah, that's what the law of attraction is, Georgina. Hope I gave you enough detail on that. I know I was rambling for quite a while there. Oh, wait, sorry. Peter's got a question. Will you do a review video of 2019 on YouTube? Probably not. It's too late now to do anything. Well, no, it isn't too late, but I might do. But elaborate on that, Peter. What do you mean as in a review video? You mean it's too late to do a clip show. I've not got the time to put a clip show together, but what would you necessarily think would be the content to that video? So me just talking about what I've done within reselling. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what I talk about, to be honest, because it's just been a fairly normal year, of reselling. Yeah, okay, there's been glitches and there's been slow periods and stuff, but there's not a huge amount to talk about, Now, if I could do a year review. I mean, I probably wouldn't have time to actually get all the research done for this, but I could do a year review of resellers on YouTube and look at different channels and see the new channels that have come up and see what the older channels have been doing, and and I could do maybe including in the video a list of the most popular up and coming channels this year, and things like that. But again, it might take me too long to do the research. I mean, we've only got 10 days left of 2019. In that time, I've got other commitments and stuff on as well, and other stuff to do. So I don't know. I might not be able to do that, but yeah. Ads, you blow my mind. I could make a dirty joke. I'm not going to make a dirty joke. No, it came into my mind. Moment's gone for that anyway. It's sort of like me positive even when life is crap. Well, that's a more fati or a more fati. I can never pronounce that. It's a Greek philosophical notion in which all the bad things in your life, you've got to be, you don't have to be, but you're happy about the bad things in your life because that's what's got you to where you are today. So I've had loads of different bad things in my life, like we all have. Everybody has had bad things in their life. But the bad things that I've had in my life, whether it be bullying or anything like that, all those bad things have led me to the place where I am right now. So the Greek philosophical notion, I think it's within the realm of Stoicism. I'm not 100% sure, but it might be within the realm of Stoicism. But all that has led you to where you are now and the person you are. So then you can look back in fondness at the bad things in a positive. So you look back at the bad things in a positive way. So even if right now you're going through something crap in your life, it will pass and there will be good times to come. And so when you get to those good times and you look at that bad time and you can see that that bad time is what got you through into the good time again, then you can have an appreciation for your life as a whole. And you can also have more of appreciation going forward as well. And this is where the Stoic idea draws into Taoism, because Taoism, to quote Alan Watts, and I always quote Alan Watts, but to quote Alan Watts, the Taoist knows that there is no fixed good or bad. Eventually, his quote is actually, eventually the Taoist knows there's no fixed good or bad. Of course, not, the novice Taoist, the person who hasn't really looked into Taoism much or practiced it much, or tried to be one with the Tao, with what they refer, with what the Chinese idea of the Tao, which is everything that exists and everything that doesn't exist. It's the encapsulating whole of everything, non-being and being, existence and non-existence. So it's everything. There isn't anything that isn't Tao. And so getting into tune with that, and also the Tao in terms of nature, the nature of the planet, the way things work. There is no fixed good or bad within that. There is simply a flow of events through nature. There is simply things that happen. There's things that come in, there's things that go out, essentially, throughout your life. And so the Stoic idea of amor fati or amor fati, or however you pronounce it, I'm not sure. That idea of the bad thing, of looking at the bad things in a positive way, also kind of aligns with the Taoist idea of there not being any true fixed good or bad. And there's a very good story. You can type it in YouTube. It's Alan Watts explains it really well. I'm not going to repeat it because you may as well just listen to him say it, because I'll get it wrong. I don't know it that well. But the Chinese farmer, just type in Alan Watts and then the Chinese farmer on YouTube, and it will demonstrate this idea that there is no fixed good or bad. And so because we get to that, we have this idea of beauty within our lives. We start to think, well, it doesn't matter so much. I can relax because things come and things go, and that's just the nature of life. And it takes a while to understand that and get with that, because I mean, there's a little bit of fear in that, isn't there, in that concept of, well, everything's coming and going. That I don't quite like that idea, because does that mean nothing's really ever worth anything, because everything's constantly in flux? But once you get behind it, once you enjoy things for the experiences you're having now, and just move forward and be grateful of the experiences you've got to come, and be grateful of the experiences that have led you to this point now, you start to get behind it, and you start to think, oh, actually, I'm quite comfortable with that. So yeah, so that's an interesting. It might not have been Stoicism actually, but it was a Greek philosophical notion first off, and then Nietzsche in the late 1800s brought it up again, when it was kind of, I guess it was somewhat forgotten in philosophy, or not talked about as much in that period. So he brought it up again and talked about it there, but originally it was a Greek philosophical notion. Yeah. Anyway, let me have a look at down the chat again. So you got any questions? Whack me a few questions in the old chat, and I'll be going in a minute, because it's 53 minutes in. How do I do this? I've got, it's incredible, isn't it? Yeah, it's concerto. What's that? It's I don't even know how you pronounce that name. Concerto. Yeah, it's Concerto, Plato, Socrates, and even further back, Egyptian thoughts and writings, and no writing before that. So, but all the ways of thinking of life comes from all of that. So it's that'll be interesting for me to look into, because I've not really looked into Egyptian philosophy and stuff. I'm just actually researching a little bit, tiny little bit, into Egyptian mythology, but I want to actually look into Egyptian philosophy as well. So that'll be, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, because I can imagine how you're right in that, actually, how it will be Egypt that a lot of these things come from. So if you got any more questions, I'll be around for another few minutes. If you haven't, then obviously I will, I suppose I'll just get going in a few minutes anyway. Is this reselling? It's kind of been business. I don't even know how to explain this, chat. It's been almost business development, I suppose you could call it, in a philosophical landscape. So we've been talking about time. We've been talking about how to manage time. We've been talking about different attitudes towards life and applying that into your reselling business. So yeah, I suppose you can apply the things that I've been talking about here, and I've been talking about how you can apply them within a reselling business. So it kind of is reselling, but it's not entirely reselling. It's indirectly reselling. That's what it is, basically. Paul says, nice hat ads. Thank you very much. In fact, I don't know where my other Santa hat's gone. I really don't know where it's gone, but this is actually quite a nicer one. It's better. Causality, yeah, causality. I have a nice theory on causality, actually, but it's not really, I've not fleshed it out enough yet, so I'm not going to talk about it because people will just think I'm insane with it. But actually, it does relate to the law of attraction, funnily enough. Oh, do you want to come in again? Well, you must be better now. I don't know who Tommy's saying. All right, right. But you can't go on the computer. Don't go on the computer. No. Don't go on the computer. No. There you go. Sit down there. You'll go sleep there. No. You know what she does? I've told you this before, but she turns off the computer. Do you want to sit on my knee? You can sit on my knee. Don't go up there. Don't go up there. She'll turn the computer off. I tell you, she will. Don't dig your claws in. Right, let me just having a look down the chat. Concerta, I still can't pronounce that. How are you doing? Yeah, I still don't know how you pronounce that. Concerto. I don't know. Cicero. Oh, Cicero. Okay. God, that's a hard one to pronounce. That's harder than Nietzsche. I was saying night chats or something for ages. Yeah, Cicero. Why do we have to have so bloody hard names to pronounce? God, why can't we just have Jeremy or something, or Jonathan, for God's sake? Concerto? I mean, Cicero? Oh my God, that's terrible. So yeah, if you got any more questions, I'm going to go in a sec. If you're not getting any more questions, so you better get a question in if you want me to stay. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Oh my God, I've been speaking so much. I'm so thirsty. I have an unquenchable thirst. Right, let me just look on that. Yeah, she's here. She's here, Kathy, my little girl. She's on my knee. But oh, actually, there you go. Right, try. Nah, she won't say anything. Sometimes she meows, but that's about it. Yeah, Bob the Roman would be so much easier. Oh right, yeah. 1 sec, double karma. 1 second, I'm just gonna get electro. Oh, for God's sake, stop bloody. Oh my God, don't, you're gonna blow it. Oh. Come here, you. Come here. Come here. Look at this, she's climbing all over me. You're a lovely one, aren't you? But you don't half go wild. You've been out today. Haven't you? There you go. Go on, you little. You like that? No. Oh, right. You want my seat? Right. She can have my seat. What? Be careful where you're going. I will send you my eBay link, double comment. I don't really give it out publicly massively. I'm not really a fan of giving it out publicly and stuff, because I had a guy, I think he was a subscriber, and he gave me a load of trouble on eBay. Oh God, he messaged me loads. And so I don't really like the union of my YouTube and my eBay, because I always get very, very fearful that people are going to report me or scam me or anything. I know certain YouTubers, I'm not going to name who they are, but I've had conversations with certain YouTubers who have shared their eBay link, and they've got people reporting them, and they've got people doing crap to their store. So I don't particularly like doing that, really. But I don't mind sharing it with you specifically. I have shared it in the past. Actually, for about the first year of doing my reselling, I shared it for quite a while, and I didn't have much trouble or anything. But yeah, I did have that guy not long ago. I'm like, ooh. So I did ban him anyway. Not ban him, but what do you call it? What's it called on eBay when you Oh yeah, it's banned members, isn't it? Or is it blocked buyers? That's it, blocked buyers. I always forget. It's the cat show. Oh yeah, CAD show. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. You have a way with the pussy. Oh God. Oh my God. Yeah, have a Merry Christmas. Watch out, you. Oh, she's coming up here again. Watch out. Watch out. Oh God. You're all over today. You're all over. Right, you're going to see a tail for about 10 minutes now. Here we go. What's this? Cicero, there we go, names is derived from the Latin for chickpea. True story. Oh, cool. Nice. That's awesome. Right, then I'll get going if there's no more questions. Unless you want me to stay. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to burp again because I had too much tea. Yeah, unless you want me to stay. If you want me to stay, then whack another question in and I will stay for a little bit. If you don't want me to stay, don't whack it. Are you eating my pizza? Bloody... Oh. Get off that. Can't have that. Oh, bloody hell. Anyway, if you want me to stay, whack a question in. If not, then I will see you in the next one, which will be next week. Now, I don't know whether I'm doing it on Christmas Day or on Boxing Day, because on Boxing Day, I realised I'm out pretty much all day, and that'll be the Thursday. Christmas Day, I am here. My grandparents are around, but I am here. So I might do Thursday talks on Christmas Day, which actually would have been better doing the Christmas special next week, now I come to think of it. But I didn't realise I'd be doing it on the Christmas Day until about an hour ago, because I was still thinking I could probably get away with doing it on the Boxing Day, but now I think maybe I shouldn't, maybe I can't get away with that. So yeah, probably be on Christmas Day next week. I don't, you know what, I'm like, oh, there she is. Up there, where is she? There she is, walking along. Don't you be knocking any of them books off. Oh, she's all right, isn't she? Yeah, so yeah, I'm not taking a break. You know what I'm like from YouTube, so I'll probably do one on Christmas Day. If I don't do one on Christmas Day, I'll do one on I'll try and fit it in at some point on Boxing Day. But if I do one on Christmas Day, it will probably be evening-ish. It won't be during the day because I have too much to do. Well, not too much to do, but, you know, family time and all the rest of it during the day. So if it'll be any time, it'll be about sort of same time as this. So, you know, we'll probably end up doing it at a similar time, but it won't be on the Thursday. It will be on... Where are you going? She's jumping all around. My God, she's ran right around there. Anyway, so it will probably be on the Christmas Day. So if anyone's around, you know, evening Christmas Day, I'll schedule it and everything, and we'll just see. It'll be interesting for me to see how many people actually join a live stream on Christmas Day if I do it. I don't think I've ever done a live stream on Christmas Day, so it'd be interesting for me to do that. So then, well, Z's joined us as well. So here's joined us in the chat. Hi there. Looking very festive ads. Well, I was thinking actually, I was going to get a, well, actually, I'll show you it. Gonna get this shirt on, you know, this that one with Santa's on, but obviously I only got the hat about 2 minutes before I came on, didn't I? And I wasn't organized at all, as you will have seen by the start of the stream, actually, or, you know, other people might have seen if you weren't in. But so I didn't put that on. But this is actually red, this shirt, well, this hoodie I've got on, so it's a bit more Christmassy anyway. Right then, so how's the merch going on? Oh, terrible. I've not bloody sold any of it, have I? Have I not sold one? I think I've sold one, and that's not to myself. I've sold more to myself than anyone. I've got about 5 hoodies. I've got 5 hoodies, and I've got about 3 mugs. So I'm a biggest customer. But we always say, don't we? You've got to be your biggest fan. So, you know, I'm just like, I'm my biggest fan, so that's okay. But yeah, it's, you know, it's a nice little hoodie here, you know, ad show, you know, ad show. It's a nice logo. I do like the logo, actually. I'm thinking, you know, that ad's there, of getting that. I've got a Photoshop document, actually, trying to do it in my camera. Got a Photoshop document of just that ad, so without the show V and the show, it's just that ads, and then do either a hoodie with it just all across my front here, ads, you know, that logo, or just ads in the corner there. I think I'd look so. It's almost like a name tag, but actually on the shirt, it's not actually that you've got a name tag on. It's pretty cool, that. So I think I might do that, and then wear that every now and then. I might do it I might get a white shirt next time, because that multicolored ads logo I think would look quite nice on a white shirt. I'm not sure, but yeah. But no, it's not going very well. It's one of those things. It's just it's up and down. It's up and down. Well, no, it's not up and down. It's down, innit? It's down. How long have you had a dog? What do you mean a dog? A dog? A dog? A dog? Is that a dog? That's not a dog. I mean, okay, yeah, she looks a little bit doggish. Oh God, that sounds terrible. She looks a little bit like a dog from. Oh no, I can't say that. That's so rude. I know she's only a cat, but I can't say that. But okay, she looks a little bit that way from there. But when she was over here, you know, you could easily tell she was a cat. No, but that's Electra, the resident cat. Electra is in ELEKTRA. I always have to say that. Yeah, Electra. Sometimes we call it Ellie for short. Well, we're not really for short, is it that? I mean, it's only one letter shorter. Yeah, so. Oh, I can't do it on this camera. Electra, little Ellie. So yeah, she likes sitting there. That's a little place. She likes sitting there and just surveying the room, basically. She is 2.5, by the way, in case anyone asks. So she's, I think it's about 25, 27 in cat years, something like that. Because cat years, as far as I'm aware of what I've looked on Google, work differently. So the first 2 years of a cat's life is apparently, from what I've read, again, it's just what I've read, is worth 25 years of their life. But then thereafter, it's only 4 years per year. So that means that if she's 2.5, she must be about 27. And then that means that when she's 3, she'll be 29. When she's 4, she'll be 33. When she's 5, she'll be 37, etc., etc., etc. So that's what I found anyway when I first got her and I was researching about cats and stuff. But yeah, so oh wait, no, should Zahir go live right now? I'm not. Wait. Oh, is oh my Zahir's not got a scheduled stream, has he? I thought, oh right, I didn't know, because I know that George has got one. Hasn't George got one at 9? But I didn't see Zahir on you know, like scheduled. Although I've been on here for an hour, haven't I? So he might have had put one up. Back from Burnout's on. Hi there, Mel. Anyway, I'm going now. Anyway, if Z wants to pop on, I did just want to see if there's any more questions in the chat. Are you a full-time reseller, or do you study work during the week? I am a full-time reseller, but also I very much like studying philosophy. So I don't study it academically or anything like that, but I just love reading about it and doing all that sort of stuff about it. So yeah, I just really love that entire field, really. So yeah, I am a full-time reseller, but I just kind of fit in where I can, studying about different things as well, because I just enjoy it. No ads, top chat. Ads, chill, they're taking a mic, because I'm always like, oh, well, don't do that, because I don't know. You know what I'm like. I don't know these things. Oh, my God. Right, okay, we're cool then. I don't think there's any more questions or anything anyway. I'm driving, so can't message easily. Oh, don't worry, Mel, it's all right. I've had a few that were a little doggish ads. No shit. Oh, for God's sake, Tommy. Terrible. Oh, I forgot to mention D's in as well. Hi there, D. I know I saw a message from you a while ago up the chat, but I forgot to shout you out. Right then, I think that's everything anyway. One sec. Does your merch ship to the US? I guess so. Yes, I think they do. Yeah, I think they do. I mean, I've bought them myself, but I'm obviously in the UK, so I think we did when I was buying them. I'll watch on Christmas Day. Oh, well, there we go. We got one viewer. That's cool. Yeah, so as I say, it'll probably be evening Christmas Day time. So if anyone's free and wants to, just jump in the chat or anything. I don't know, Tommy, for ads, rant style talking, Top Chat might be a good thing. No, I'm not on Top Chat. I'm just on StreamYard. I'll be coming through. Why? Am I missing comments or something here? No ads, Top Chat. I don't know. Am I missing comments here? I'm not sure. Anyway, Zahir is going live, is what I've heard. I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't know. I haven't a clue. Question. Top tip to get out of feeling a bit down, please. Right. Well, I could give you many different answers on this, can't I? I can give you the philosophical perspective, the spiritual perspective, the mystical perspective, the normal everyday societal perspective, the law of attraction perspective, this perspective. And within the philosophical perspective, there are multiple different variants of how we can look at this. We can look at, as I mentioned earlier on in the chat, the Stoic viewpoint, the Buddhist viewpoint, the Hindu viewpoint, if we're going into religious viewpoints as well as philosophy. So I can't answer that. The one thing, the main theme, right, is this. I'll show you this, right? What have I got here? I've got a cup of tea, right? Look at that. This is my philosophy of life, right? And I know it sounds insane, right? But this is how I live. Got a cup of tea here. And when I was drinking that cup of tea then, I was focused on drinking the cup of tea. I wasn't doing anything else. I was focused on drinking the cup of tea. I'm not focused on how my relationship's going. I'm not focused on, oh God, my printer's broken. Well, it's semi-broken, but still. Oh God, I've got this light on it. It's getting too hot. Or, oh God, I've got this. Or, oh God, I've got that. Or, oh God, I've got the other. Or, oh God, this is happening. Or, oh God, I'm in debt. Or, oh God, whatever. Simple little things like that. You can worry about things after you've done something like that, but taking a second just to think, or going outside and just sitting down and watching the birds or watching what's happening outside. Oh, there's a plane going by, and you're just looking up and and you're watching it go, and that's it. And it works in a clarity kind of sense. It gives you just this little bit of respite, this little bit of clarity from all this busyness that's going on around you, all these thoughts whirling around your head, all this stuff going on in your life, everything. And and you get so riled up, and your brain gets foggy, it gets messy, it gets all jumbled up. You go out and you just do that, and you think, actually, in the grand scheme of things, in the natural world, in the the enjoying of just a simple cup of tea and things, it's fine, it's okay. I'm here, I'm present, I'm happy. I've got a lot to live for. I've got a lot to enjoy. I've got a lot to be passionate about. I've got a lot to be happy about, and that's that. And I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous and stupid almost, because how is drinking a cup of tea and just being present on a cup of tea going to change anything in your life? I mean, obviously, it necessarily won't, really, theoretically or practically, because, it's not going to solve any of your problems, really. But you'll be amazed just doing that and just forgetting it all for a bit. The clarity and focus it gives your mind to then be able to walk on and think, right, I've got a clear mind now, I'm focused, and I'm going to get on with what I need to do. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the other. And it just removes yourself from yourself. That's basically what it does. It removes all up here, doing all this chatter in your mind, all this stuff that's going on in your life, all this messy stuff that's all around here, everything. It removes all that for a minute. And it removes all of yourself being negative inside yourself, and it just reveals reality and nature as it is. And so that's what I do, that's and that's that. And when you see it in such a nice clarity, and the other thing that goes along with this is the Stoic idea within philosophy that I touched on before, so I won't go into this too much detail, but understanding that bad feelings come in, good feelings go out, or these things pass. So you'll have a good time, then you'll have a bad time. You'll have a good time, then you'll have a bad. See, look at this. Electra gets it. She's all excitable from what I'm talking about, aren't you? So you have a good time, you have a bad time, you have a good time, you have a bad time, and knowing that and really looking at it and thinking, well, these things come and go, these things happen, and then they come in and they go out, they come in and we go out, and that's the nature of it. Is very much like the tide. Have you ever noticed the tide? It comes in and it goes out, and the bad things come in and the good things go out, and the bad things come in, and your life is like that tide, of it coming in and going out, and coming in and going out, and coming in and going out. And funnily enough, watching the tide, or watching the birds, or drinking a cup of tea, all these things are quite therapeutic. So that's the way I look at it. I look at it like that. Just free yourself for a minute, and just relax and see what is really reality around you. And it'll improve your vision. It'll improve your clarity. And you think, oh yeah, I like this. There's nothing better than just sitting here. Got Electra there just waggling her tail about and just sipping my tea. I don't really see what more you want, it is remarkable really when you think about life in such a simple way. It's so simple. These little things are so simple, but yet done in just a very natural, slow, absorbing way can be the most beautiful experiences on the planet. There's nothing better sometimes than just tucking into a big fat sandwich, and just really absorbing yourself in the sandwich without thinking too much about it, just absorbing yourself in that food. Sometimes nothing better. It really isn't, and just forgetting about everything else. And so that's what I'd say. That's just my personal thought. Oh, whoa, don't you turn that off. She's going to turn it off. Right, I better go now because Electra's going to turn that off. She's on top of the PC and she will literally click the button for the PC to go off. So anyway, that was that. So, yeah, I will leave it there. And thank you very much for watching. Hope that gives you any help, Z, but I don't know. You might already know that. You possibly do. I know that you're very good at eating donuts, and that isn't a euphemism. It probably could have been construed as one, but it isn't. I know you're very good at eating donuts, so I don't think you have anything to worry about. Just go and absorb yourself in that donut or whatever it may be, and you'll be perfect. So yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it there. And yeah, go and get yourself a donut. Go and get yourself a. I'm not just talking to the here, I'm talking to anyone. Go and get yourself a donut, go and get yourself a biscuit, go and get yourself a sandwich, go and get yourself a cup of tea, go and get yourself anything, and just absorb in that reality of just enjoying something and embracing the world as its best reality. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much, guys, and I will see you next week on Christmas Day, no less, Christmas Day. So yeah, see you very, very soon, guys.